Eleanor Vance, 72, hung up the phone with trembling hands. For the first time in 30 years she had said no. Sarah's voice still echoed. "Mom, you have to host Christmas for Mark's 15 relatives. You cook like no one else. It's just dinner." Just dinner, for a woman who'd buried her husband, raised a daughter alone, and spent decades as the family's unpaid chef, banker and fixer. Eleanor's kitchen, once a battlefield of endless meals, now felt like a cage. The same counters where she'd sliced turkeys for strangers while her own dreams gathered dust. The same table where she'd tallied $15,000 in loans to Sarah and Mark. Money from her pension never repaid. When did I become the help? She wondered, staring at photos of a younger self. Vibrant, hopeful, before widowhood turned her into useful mom. Sarah called back at 4 a.m. frantic. "Mark's family has plane tickets. You can't ruin Christmas." Eleanor unplugged the phone. The silence roared. Tomorrow she'd march to the travel agency. Not to beg forgiveness, but to book a solo trip to Spain and Italy. Over Christmas. With her money. For her life. As dawn broke, Eleanor packed away the turkey roaster. She wasn't running. She was reclaiming. But could she board that plane without guilt? Or would Sarah's tears pull her back into the role she'd outgrown? This is the story of a woman who discovered at 72 that saying no isn't selfish, it's survival. And freedom tastes like café con leche under a Barcelona sunset. Story. Eleanor Vance, 72, hung up the phone with trembling hands. For the first time in 30 years she had said no. Sarah's voice still echoed. "Mom, you have to host Christmas for Mark's 15 relatives. You cook like no one else. It's just dinner. Just dinner." As if a feast for 15 strangers, with gluten-free, vegetarian, well-done, no-spice demands, was a flick of the wrist. As if Eleanor's time, energy, and dignity were communal property. She leaned against the counter, knuckles white. The same counter where she'd sliced apples for Sarah's school lunches, waited up during teenage curfews, cried silently after Robert's funeral, vowing to be mother and father to their 15-year-old. When did I stop being Eleanor and become the family servant? The phone rang again. Sarah. Eleanor let it ring. That night, insomnia. Chamomile tea. Memories surged. Not the curated sweet ones, but the buried hurts. Sarah at a baby shower. Mom bought new clothes. Hope she didn't overspend. Old people and money. Mark's first dinner burped. All right. Mom puts more chili. Sarah laughed. Christmases. Complaints about cold house, loud music. Sarah never defended. ER visit. Cut hand cooking Mark's birthday. Sarah arrived post-salon. Just stitches. Sold Robert's ring for $3,000 loan. 2 years unpaid. Flu week. No visit. But called post-recovery. Water plants for their getaway. Aunt Helen's funeral. Stop crying. Pick up my dry cleaning. Tea cold. Eleanor tallied 30 years of swallowed dignity. 4 a.m. call. Mom, Mark's furious. Plane tickets bought. Solution, your house. Rent a hall. Costs money. My time doesn't. You're selfish. Eleanor unplugged the phone. Silence, beautiful. Morning. No anxiety over Sarah's crises. Dressed in cream blouse, Sarah hated. Too old. Combed hair. Looked in mirror, not wrinkles but herself. Eleanor Vance. Widow, mother, woman. Downtown to travel agency. Between pharmacy and bakery, familiar yet new. Good morning. Solo trip for Christmas. Far away. Emily smiled genuinely. Options, beaches, mountains, cities. Budget. $5,000 from her savings. Not Sarah's, emergencies. Spain, Italy tour 3 weeks. Madrid, Barcelona, Rome, Florence. Departs December 20th, returns January 10th. Perfect irony. Book. Leaving ticket in hand. Euphoria and terror. Phone message, Sarah. Mark says tell family you're selfish, ruined Christmas. Reply. I'll be in Europe. With my money, the years I've spent on you. Phone off. Luggage shopping next. 3 days, phone off. Silence golden. Bought wine red suitcase, beige coat, scarves, shoes. Guidebooks. Marked Prado, Sagrada Familia, Colosseum, Venice canals. Day 4, phone on. 47 missed calls. Messages. Anger, blackmail, victimhood. Called friend B, 74. Widowed same year. But bethrived. Drove, painted, traveled, romanced discreetly. Cafe meet. Eleanor spilled all. Selfish. B laughed. I've waited years for this. You defend her always. She's my daughter. Good mother teaches independence. Useful mother creates dependence. Sarah's 33. If she can't host without you, you failed or succeeded too well. What if she cuts me off? Discover if she loves you or your utility. B. She knows mom who fixes, not Eleanor the woman. Go. Rediscover sans mom label. Next day called Sarah. Come alone. 3 p.m. Sarah arrived sulky. This stops. You're childish. Notebook slammed. $15,000. My pension. We didn't ask tracking. Nor permission to spend. Family helps. Your help. Silence. Flu spa with friends. Sarah cried manipulative. Can't leave me with this. You created it. Catering costs. My work free. You're jealous of Mark. Tired of being his servant. Sarah stormed. Go. Don't cry lonely later. Door slam. No guilt. Peace. Doorbell Brenda Mark's mom. Timing inappropriate. Tickets bought. Invited me ever? We thought you enjoyed hosting. Carol criticized turkey. Mark burped napped. Appreciation. Blushed. Hadn't realized. I'm a function not person. What fix? Nothing. Boundaries. Brenda. Happy doing this? No. Busy useful forgot happy. Hope you find it. Small victory. Eve of departure. Anticipation like childhood Christmas. Packed. Terracotta dress. Sarah hated. Flashy. Makeup for celebration. Doorbell. David Hawthorne 75. Emily's dad. Flowers. Same trip. Company. Meals photos. No romance. Widowed 2 years. Promised late wife. Live fully. Connection. Both escaping caretaker roles. Pay own way. Agreed. Flowers in vase. Excitement. Sarah call. Flight tomorrow? Yes. Don't leave angry. Leaving free. Talk on return. When you listen. I love you. Love isn't unlimited availability. Last home dinner simple soup. Savored. Europe rebirth. Pradoa. Sagrada Familia dreamlike. Colosseum history. Venice gondolas. David. Perfect companion. Shared laughs deep talks. Sarah's last message. Canceled dinner. Fought Mark. Parents disappointed us. Understand why you left. Confirmation. Barcelona Terrace. Café con leche. Journal. Happiness. Daily choice. David. Ice creams. Confessions. Eleanor wanted art teacher. David piano. Laughter. Life begins at 70 plus. Plane home. Future mine. No permission needed. 6 months later. 73. Art studio. Paint-stained hands. Talent for landscapes. House. Sanctuary. Silence embraces. Sarah asks about her first. Invites pays. Learning. Mark her problem now. David. Weekly tea movies. Uncertainty beautiful. Bank grown. Remodels classes massages books flowers. Boundaries. Improve or eliminate relationships. Hands. Once servants now creators. Eleanor Vance. Artist traveler friend. Complete. Uncertainty exciting. Deserves own story. Never too late. Liberation not revenge. Like flying. The call that broke the dam. The phone rang at 10:17 a.m. Eleanor knew it was Sarah before she answered. Only her daughter called with that particular ringtone, some pop song Sarah had set years ago and never changed. Mom, I need you to handle Christmas dinner this year. 15 from Mark's side. You know how you cook. Eleanor, 72, felt the words land like stones in still water. 45 years married, 30 widowed. And now this, another holiday commandeered without consultation. Sarah, why me? Why always me? Oh, Mom, you have free time. We work all day. Mark's house is tiny. Yours is perfect, big dining room, spacious kitchen. No one does turkey like you. Eleanor closed her eyes. The kitchen tilted. Sarah's first steps across these tiles. Robert's last coffee at this table. Her own tears wiped away before dawn so Sarah wouldn't see. Sarah, I'm not staff. I'm your mother. Don't be dramatic. It's family. I'll reimburse groceries. Brenda's bringing desserts. You handle mains, sides, appetizers, cleanup, the usual. The usual. The phrase cut deeper than any knife in the drawer. When had usual become her slaving over strangers while Sarah arranged napkins and Mark tended family? And their preferences? Eleanor asked, voice flat. Aunt Carol gluten-free. Cousin Matthew vegetarian. Grandma. Well done everything. Red wine, not expensive obviously. Each specification a slap. Eleanor's silence stretched. What will you do while I cook? She finally said. I'll help. Set the table, pour drinks. Mark's busy with his people. Something snapped, not her heart, but the elastic of endless patience. The role she'd worn like an apron for decades. Flawless, problem-free mother. Sarah, when did Mark's family last invite me anywhere? Treat me like the grandmother of their future children, not free help. Don't start. They appreciate you. Mark's shy. Shy. The man who'd borrowed thousands without repayment. Used her home as a hotel when his parents visited. Eaten her food without a thank you, then fallen asleep on her couch. I understand, Eleanor said, voice turning to Winter. They're coming, but I'm going on a trip. You handle it. I'm not a babysitter or an employee. Silence. Then panic. Mom, you're serious? A trip? Where? Everything's planned. Planned by you without asking me. She hung up. The receiver clattered into the cradle. Her hand shook so violently the phone nearly fell. Terror surged. What had she done? Then beneath it, something warmer, fiercer. Liberation blooming like a rose through cracked concrete. The weight of 30 years in dawn of freedom. Eleanor wandered into the living room, the phone still warm in her palm. The walls greeted her with ghosts. Sarah at 5, pink polka dot dress, gap-toothed grin in the garden. Robert in crisp military uniform, eyes bright with futures that never arrived. Early Christmases when motherhood felt like sacred purpose, not unpaid labor. When did I become Sarah's mom and nothing else? Robert's death replayed in flashes. Heart attack at 42, Sarah 15, Eleanor promising the universe to their daughter. Double factory shifts until her hands blistered and calloused. Wedding jewelry pawned for Sarah's tuition. Dating? Impossible. Sarah needs stability. Loneliness swallowed like bitter medicine because Sarah was everything. Sarah married Mark 5 years ago. Eleanor dared hope. Finally I can breathe. Naive illusion. Favors crept in, insidious. $2,000 for Mark's car. Next month promise. Never came. House sitting during their Cancun honeymoon. Hosting Mark's parents. Our place is too small. Eleanor always yes-ed, smiled, remained perpetually available. In her nightstand drawer. A spiral notebook, factory habit. Last 5 years, $15,347 on Sarah and Mark. Mark's birthday dinner. $150. Sarah's car repair. $800. Family Christmas shopping. $950. Flights to in-laws, $600. Rent during Mark's unemployment. $1,200 times 3. Never once. Mom, how are you? Need meds? Roof fixed? It leaked for 2 years. She ignored it for their emergencies. She sat on the bed's edge. Tears came, not soft grief but hot rage. At Sarah's entitlement. Mark's freeloading. Herself for enabling it. The phone buzzed. Sarah. Mom, you can't. Mark invited everyone. What do I do? Learn. Cancel the trip. You're too old to travel alone. Too old. As if 72 erased autonomy. I have money. The money I've given you. We never asked. Receipts? All documented. Silence. Then, that's different. Family helps. When did you help me? More silence. Eleanor pictured Sarah scrambling for examples that didn't exist. Tomorrow travel agency. Figure it out. That night, insomnia clawed. Chamomile tea steamed beside her. Memories flooded. Not curated sweetness but buried wounds. Baby shower. 3 years ago. Sarah, late. Laughing when someone praised Eleanor's dress. Mom bought new clothes. Hope she didn't overspend. Old people and money. Mark's first dinner. Hours cooking chicken in green sauce, saffron rice, handmade tortillas. He burped. All right. Mom puts more chili. Sarah giggled. Christmases. Carol criticizing dry turkey. Elias demanding more beer. Mark napping on her couch while she scrubbed pans. Sarah never defended. ER visit. Deep cut prepping Mark's birthday. Sarah arrived post-salon. Just stitches? Drama much. Robert's engagement ring sold for $3,000 loan. 2 years unpaid. Flu week. Bedridden, no visit. Recovered? Sarah called. Water our plants. Romantic getaway. Aunt Helen's funeral. Eleanor sobbing for her sister-in-law. Sarah whispered. Stop crying. Pick up my dry cleaning tomorrow. Tea gone cold. Eleanor processed 3 decades of swallowed dignity, each memory a stone in her chest. For M. The phone again. Mom Mark's furious. Plane tickets bought. Solution your house. Rent a hall. Costs money. My time doesn't. You're selfish. She hung up. Unplugged the phone. Silence crashed in beautiful, terrifying hers. Dawn of freedom. Morning arrived without the usual knot of anxiety over Sarah's crises. Eleanor dressed deliberately. Cream blouse Sarah despised. Makes you look old. Combed silver hair. Faced the mirror, not to hide wrinkles but to see herself. Eleanor Vance. Widow, mother, woman. She walked downtown, steps firm. Main Street. Pharmacy for her blood pressure pills, bakery for daily bread. Familiar, yet suddenly new, as if the town had been waiting for her to notice. Travel agency nestled between. Good morning, she said. Solo trip. Christmas. As far as possible. Emily Miller, badge gleaming, smiled without pity. Beaches? Mountains? Historic cities. Budget. $5,000, her savings, not Sarah's endless emergencies. Spain and Italy tour, Emily said, pulling up the screen. 3 weeks. Madrid, Barcelona, Rome, Florence. Historic hotels, most meals, English-speaking guides. Departs December 20th, returns January 10th. Perfect, vicious irony. Book. Passport, renewed secretly last year, Sarah had scoffed. Where are you going? Deposit paid. Leaving the agency, ticket clutched like contraband joy. Euphoria tangled with terror. Her phone buzzed. Sarah. Mark says tell his family you're selfish, ruined Christmas. Reply. I'll be in Europe. With my money, the years I've spent on you. No response. Phone off. Next. Luggage store. 3 days of golden silence. She bought a wine-red suitcase, elegant and practical. A beige wool coat that made her feel Parisian. Bright scarves, comfortable walking shoes. Guidebooks stacked on her coffee table. She marked destinations with colored tabs. Prado Museum, Sagrada Familia, Colosseum, Venetian canals. For the first time in decades, plans were hers alone. Day 4 phone on. 47 missed calls. 12 voicemails. 23 texts. Anger, blackmail, victimhood in escalating waves. She dialed Beatrice Walton, B. 74, widowed the same year as Eleanor. B. had refused to shrink. Learned to drive at 60, took painting classes, traveled with senior tours, even discreet romances. They met weekly at the corner cafe for a decade. B. listened without interruption as Eleanor spilled everything. The demand, the refusal, the trip. Selfish. Eleanor asked, voice small. B's laugh rang like church bells. I've waited years for this conversation. You always defend her. She's my daughter going through a hard time when you're a mother. Sound familiar? Eleanor flushed. Yes. A good mother teaches independence, responsibility, gratitude. A useful mother does everything until her child forgets how. Sarah's 33. If she can't organize dinner without you, the problem isn't you. It's 30 years of you never letting her fail. But after Robert died, I wanted. Fine at 15. Not at 25, 30, 33. You kept being everything to her. Now she thinks that's your job. What if she never speaks to me again? Then you learn if she loves you or what you do for her. Be leaned in. She knows Mom who fixes. She doesn't know Eleanor, the woman with dreams deserving respect. Go to Europe. Rediscover who you are when you're not someone's mom. Eleanor left the cafe lighter, as if Bea had lifted a rucksack she'd carried for decades. The future no longer loomed like obligation. It shimmered with possibility. Final confrontations and eve of departure. The next morning, Eleanor woke before the alarm. No dread, only clarity. She brewed coffee, drank it black, and dialed Sarah. "Come alone." 3 o'clock. No Mark. Sarah arrived at 3:02, arms folded, lips tight, the sulky teenager she'd never fully outgrown. She dropped onto the sofa like it owed her rent. "This stops, Mom. You're acting childish. The whole family's talking." Mark's family. Eleanor's voice was calm steel. "The ones who've never once invited me to their homes, their birthdays, their anything? They appreciate." Eleanor crossed to the coffee table, opened the spiral notebook, and let it fall with a thud. The page was bookmarked. $15,347 in neat columns. "My pension," she said. 5 years. "Your emergencies." Sarah's eyes flicked to the numbers, then away. "We never asked you to keep track. You never asked permission to spend either. Family helps family. Your help." Eleanor waited. The wall clock ticked. Sarah's mouth opened, closed. No examples surfaced. "Last winter," Eleanor continued, "I had the flu so bad I couldn't stand. You were at the spa with Mark's friends. I sent 3 texts. No reply." Sarah flushed crimson. "I didn't know you were that sick." Eleanor's gaze didn't waver. "I know every detail of your life. You know none of mine." Tears welled, weaponized, practiced. "You can't leave me with this. 15 people. Plane tickets. Mark's furious. You created the guest list. You solve it. Catering costs a fortune. My labor is free then?" Sarah swiped at her cheeks. "You're jealous of Mark. That's what this is." Eleanor laughed once, sharp. "I'm tired of being his unpaid servant. And yours." Sarah shot up. "Fine. Go on your stupid trip. We'll manage. When you come back lonely and sorry, don't cry to me." The door slammed. The house shook. Eleanor stood in the sudden quiet. No guilt. Only peace, vast and unfamiliar. The following days unfolded like pages she'd never been allowed to turn. She walked to the park each morning, newspaper under her arm. Autumn leaves blazed red and gold. She noticed for the first time in years. Elderly couples fed ducks, hands brushing. Children chased pigeons. She sat on the same bench daily, reading every section, lingering over travel ads she once skipped. One afternoon the doorbell rang. Brenda, Mark's mother, stood on the porch in a camel coat, posture rigid. "May I come in?" Eleanor stepped aside. Brenda perched on the sofa's edge, gloved hands clasped. "Sarah told me about the trip. The timing is perfect," Eleanor finished. Brenda's mouth tightened. "Plane tickets are bought. Everyone's expecting. Invited me to your house once in 5 years?" Brenda blinked. "We assumed you enjoyed hosting. You're so good at it." Carol said my turkey was dry. Elias wanted more beer. Mark burped at the table, then napped on my couch while I washed dishes. "That's appreciation." Brenda's cheeks colored. "I hadn't realized. Because I'm furniture. The woman who cooks, cleans, pays. No feelings attached. What can we do to fix this?" "Nothing. I'm setting boundaries. Christmas can be at a restaurant, your house, anywhere but mine." Brenda studied her manicured nails. "Were you ever happy doing it?" The question hung honest and brutal. Eleanor answered with the same honesty. "No. I was busy being useful. I forgot how to be happy." Brenda nodded slowly. "I hope you find it on your trip." She left without another word. Eleanor closed the door on 5 years of invisible labor. Small victory. Eve of departure. 5 days to flight. The calendar squares filled with her own handwriting. Pack scarf, buy euros, confirm hotel pickup. She woke with the fizzy anticipation of childhood Christmas Eve. Suitcases open on the guest's bed. She folded the terracotta dress Sarah had mocked, too flashy for your age, and smiled at its defiance. Beige coat, bright scarves, comfortable shoes for cobblestones. Makeup applied not to erase years but to celebrate them. Coral lipstick, a touch of mascara. Every wrinkle a map of survival. The doorbell chimed. A silver-haired gentleman in a brown wool sweater held white and yellow daisies. "Mrs. Eleanor Vance?" Yes. David Hawthorne, Emily's father, the travel agent. May I? She took the flowers, bemused. He stepped inside, hat in hand. Emily mentioned you're taking the Spain-Italy tour solo. I booked the same dates, nearly the same itinerary. I'm not proposing romance, he added quickly, cheeks pink. Just company. Shared meals, someone to photograph you beside the Leaning Tower. Nothing expected. Eleanor studied him. 75, kind eyes behind wire-rimmed glasses, posture straight but unassuming. Calm radiated from him like warmth from a hearth. Why alone? She asked. My wife Maria died 2 years ago. Cancer. Last year of her life, I promised. If she went first, I wouldn't sit home mourning. I'd travel, live for both of us. This is my first big trip without her. The word struck home. 2 widows escaping caretaker ghosts. And you? He asked gently. I'm learning who I am when I stop being everyone's solution. He smiled. Then we're fellow students. One condition. Name it. Separate checks. No chivalry. You have your money, I have mine. Deal. She extended her hand. His grip was firm, respectful. He left his card, hotel in Madrid, cell number. If you feel like coffee in the plaza, text. If not, safe travels. Flowers in a vase on the kitchen table. Their simplicity made the room feel new. The phone rang. Sarah. Flight tomorrow? Yes. Don't leave angry, Mom. I'm not angry. I'm free. Can we talk when you get back? When you're ready to listen, truly listen. A pause. I love you. I love you too. But love isn't unlimited availability. She hung up gentler this time. Last dinner at home. Simple vegetable soup, crusty bread. She ate slowly, tasting every note of thyme and carrot. Tomorrow, Madrid. Tonight, possibility. Suitcases zipped. Passport, tickets, journal on the nightstand. She wrote one line before sleep. Tomorrow I board as Eleanor. Not mom, not hostess, not bank. Just Eleanor. The house settled around her. No longer a warehouse of obligations but a launching pad. She drifted off to the hum of the refrigerator and the faint scent of daisies. Peaceful, expectant, alive. Europe. Rebirth, and 6 months later. The new Eleanor. December 20th departure. The plane lifted off at dawn. Eleanor watched the town shrink beneath her. A patchwork quilt of obligations now far below. She opened the leather journal purchased in Madrid's airport bookstore and wrote in careful script. Happiness is not a reward after decades of sacrifice. It is a daily choice. Madrid days 1 to 4. The Prado swallowed her whole. Velázquez's Las Meninas stared back with centuries of secrets. Goya's black paintings echoed her buried rage. She stood before them until her feet ached, tears slipping unashamed. David appeared beside her, silent, then murmured, Art doesn't fix the past, but it makes room for a future. She nodded, throat tight. Barcelona days 5 to 9. Sagrada Familia rose like a fever dream of stone and light. Sunbeams fractured through stained glass, painting the floor in jeweled mosaics. Eleanor tilted her face to the colors and felt baptized. That evening on La Rambla, David bought her a single red rose from a street vendor. For courage, he said. She tucked it behind her ear like a girl. Rome days 10 to 14. The Colosseum at twilight, ruins glowing amber. She imagined gladiators, senators, centuries of ordinary people living ordinary triumphs and tragedies. David read aloud from a dog-eared guidebook. His voice carried the weight of someone who understood loss. Over plates of Cassio e Pepe they spoke of spouses gone, dreams deferred. The terror of starting over at 70 plus. No pressure, no promises, just 2 souls sharing oxygen. Venice days 15 to 18. Gondola ride at sunset. Water lapped the hull like whispered gossip. Eleanor trailed her fingers in the canal, cold and alive. David snapped her photo beneath the bridge of sighs. She laughed so hard the gondolier grinned. Coffee in a tiny piazza, steam curling between them. I used to think silence was loneliness, she confessed. Now it feels like breathing room. Messages from Sarah. They arrived in waves. Day 2. Mom answer. This is insane. Day 7. Mark's mom is livid. What do we do? Day 12. We fought. He says it's my fault. I get it now why you left. Day 17. Cancel dinner. Parents disappointed us. I understand. Eleanor read each one, felt the old tug of guilt, then let it drift away like gondola ripples. Confirmation, not triumph. Barcelona final evening. Terrace cafe overlooking the Mediterranean. Café con leche warm and bittersweet. David returned with 2 ice creams, lemon for her, chocolate for him. Confessions spilled easily now. I wanted to be an art teacher, Eleanor said, licking citrus from her thumb. Before marriage, before Sarah, before widowhood. I sketched in secret, then stopped. I promised Maria piano lessons, David replied. We were too old. Now I'm enrolled. They laughed until tears came. Laughter that life begins at 70 plus. That dreams have no expiration date. Last night, Barcelona's lights glittered like scattered diamonds. Eleanor stood at her hotel window. Home was no longer a prison of leaky roofs and unpaid loans. It was a sanctuary waiting to be claimed. She packed the terracotta dress, now softened by sun and salt air, and wrote, "Tomorrow I return, but not to the woman who left. I return as Eleanor, complete." Plane home, January 10th. Turbulence rocked the cabin. She gripped the armrest, then relaxed. One final journal entry. The future is mine. No permission needed. 6 months later. The new Eleanor. Age 73, art studio. A sunlit room at the back of the house, once a catch-all for Sarah's old toys. Now easels, canvases, turpentine scent. Eleanor's hands, once rough from factory work, then from scrubbing holiday dishes, are paint-stained. Cerulean, burnt sienna, cadmium yellow. Her landscapes sell at the local co-op. Strangers buy slices of sky she never knew she owned. House, sanctuary. Silence is no longer empty. It is full of possibility. The leaky roof? Fixed with her savings. Fresh flowers on the table every Monday, daisies, tulips, whatever blooms. She eats breakfast on the porch, reading novels instead of crisis texts. Sarah. They speak weekly, but the script has flipped. How was your exhibit, Mom? Tell me about the new series you're painting. Sarah pays for lunch now, asks before assuming. Progress is slow but real. Mark remains Mark, unemployed again. But Eleanor no longer flinches at the mention. Sarah's lesson, Sarah's burden. David. Wednesdays. Tea on her patio or his. They trade stories, his clumsy Chopin, her latest seascape. Fridays. Movies at the small downtown theater. He holds the door, she buys the popcorn. Uncertainty is beautiful, it means no one is keeping score. Bank account. Grown fat on boundaries. Remodeling. New kitchen backsplash in Mediterranean blue. Art classes. Monthly massage. Hardcover books. Flowers. The $15,347 ledger is closed. A new one tracks income. Painting sales, senior tour deposits, joy. Neighbors. The butcher asks after her latest canvas. The librarian saves art books. Mrs. Chan next door brings lemon bars just because. Eleanor is seen, not as Sarah's mom or Mark's free chef, but as Eleanor, the woman who glows. Boundaries. Some relationships upgraded. Becomes for watercolor afternoons. Others dissolved quietly. Brenda's Christmas card returned unopened. Improved or eliminated. Both outcomes are gifts. Sadness for lost years. It visits sometimes, a soft ache at 3 a.m. She lets it sit, offers it tea, then releases it like smoke. The past taught her. The present is hers. Hands. Once servants. Cooking, cleaning, signing checks for others' dreams, now creators. They mix paint, turn pages, applaud her own openings. They wave at strangers who wave back. Eleanor Vance. Artist. Traveler. Friend. Complete. She wakes without knowing the day's shape, and the uncertainty thrills her. She deserves her own story, and writes it daily in brushstrokes, laughter, and the quiet certainty that it is never too late to begin. Liberation, not revenge. Like flying.